All right, guys, so there you're looking at the side of one of those beautiful trout that you just saw Ronnie and I catching both in the summer and the winter. These are stocker trout that grew up in the lake. They're basically a put and take fish. I filleted this off. I made it completely boneless, and then I stuck it in the fridge and let it form a little bit of a pellicle on it. I put some salt and pepper, and that's it. This grill box that Camp Chef produces is very heavily used. This is several years old at this point. I cook on it on a regular basis. It's one of my favorite tools. It gets screaming hot really fast. It's got 60,000 BTUs between the two burners underneath there. So when I turn this on, it's going to get hot. And we'll fire it up, and you can hear them, both of them lit. I'm going to turn them down to low, and just let that thing slowly start coming up to temperature. This will get so hot so fast. So what I'm gonna do is make the side items in a hobo pack right here, which basically is all your vegetables put together in aluminum foil and then cooked as a unit. I'm making a single portion. So I've got a half of a potato right there. I've got one small carrot. I've got some chunks that are basically broccoli stems, no florets. I've got some onion and bell pepper. And then last but not least, a couple cloves of garlic. I'll put a couple of cubes of butter. And then also we're gonna add a really healthy drizzle of olive oil in here. And of course, a whole bunch of fresh ground pepper on there. Everything's better with fresh ground pepper. And a real healthy dose of salt. Give it a light toss around, and I'll cover it up with some more foil. And then take this foil, and you want to crimp it relatively tight. The whole key is to keep the moisture inside this packet. And just like that, I've got a nice durable packet that I can now give it a healthy shake, get everything mixed up good in there, make sure my packet's sealed real good, and I'll put it right on the fire. What I have in this bowl right here is some spicy Dijon mustard. I've got some Marsala wine, just about a teaspoon of Marsala wine in there, and then a little bit of melted butter as well. And it just thins the whole thing down. So what I'm gonna do here is put it right on these trout. And what this is gonna do is make a kind of a glaze once we put it in the grill here. Then we'll come over here, and this is brown sugar that I let sit out at room temperature so it got nice and crunchy. So I can sprinkle it gently. We're gonna give it a little glaze of brown sugar on there. And it sounds counterintuitive, like it's gonna be very sweet, but it won't be nearly as sweet as you might think. And then the last thing we'll add to that is a whole bunch of fresh ground black pepper, and I mean a whole bunch. Tiny little sprinkle of salt as well, just a little bit. Everything's better with just a pinch of salt on it. I'll put one right there. We'll put the other one right there. Ta-da! And just like that, you can see that skin shrink on that trout right there. It's gonna curl really fast. We're gonna put the lid down and let that thing go. All right, guys, now as you look in here, it's been on here for about 10 minutes or so, and it's just doing absolutely perfectly what it's supposed to be doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue to flip these, this bag of vegetables over on a somewhat regular basis, and that because this has the skin on the bottom of it, I'm not really concerned about it sticking at all. So we just took the vegetable pack off right there, and you can see it's done. We're gonna hit it with a little bit of this Provence herb right here to give it a little extra flavor. And I'll go ahead and pull this off of here. You can see no problem, it didn't stick at all. And that's what I'm talking about, guys. Beautiful. You've got the Dijon and the brown sugar and the black pepper on there, and you got the vegetables, got a little char on the edges of them. Fantastic. You can make it for camping. You can make it for tailgating. Like I said, you can make the whole thing at home, put it in bags, take it with you, and cook it anywhere you want. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you enjoyed Ronnie and I getting out after the trout with some vertical fishing, taking advantage of their excitability. It's a great way to catch fish. So if you want information on this recipe, you can get it at fishfulthinker.com or possibly at campchef.com. Obviously, all these items can be viewed at campchef.com and purchased at Sportsman's Warehouse. If you'd like to join the conversation, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Most importantly, we hope you'll tune in, and we'll see you next week.